Hey guys, all right, we're back. This is our 101st video. So I hope you guys liked number 100. Dad and I went over some ideas for you on marketing, niche marketing specifically. So on this one, this is going to be kind of a real quick thing. I've got a couple things that I want to go over. You guys know that I use a lot of different materials, but one of the materials that I use primarily when I'm going on signs that are wider than 1x6. You know, if anything less than that, I generally use my cedar fencing material, and you can see that on a lot of my videos, our videos, excuse me. But when I go wider than that, meaning tall, then I generally use pine, clear pine, especially if it's kind of a mid-size sign. I've got one here that I want to show you to give you kind of an idea. If I'm making a big sign like a commercial sign or a farm sign, a lot of times I'll laminate redwood in order to do that. But this particular one, this is just a simple sign that I made for a recent customer, and this is Select Pine. So a lot of times when I use this pine, I really like the way it carves. It doesn't carve near as well as the cedar, the 1x6 cedar fencing, but it is very consistent. Now I've stopped, and you guys know this, most of you, unless you're brand new, know that I kind of stopped using the white wood a while back because of warping and cupping and some of those issues. This Select Pine doesn't have that. It's much more expensive, but it's very flat, generally doesn't have cups or warps or no checks or splits or anything like that. So I've been really happy with this Select Pine.
And whatever the cost is, you add that onto the price of the sign.
Yeah. The cost is minimal as compared to what I get for the sign. So anyway, this particular sign, 12 by 24, just kind of a standard size for me. But now, with the advent of what I have available, what I found a couple months ago, and I've actually shared this with a few people that have called on the phone, I give my customers a choice if they want their board to be more of a light color, kind of a blonde color, then I just put clear on top of this. This is one I just sanded off a few minutes ago, and it has no finish on it at all. So if they want it just blonde color, gives it a really nice contrast, I stay with just the clear pine, and I put the clear on it. But if they want it darker, I give them that choice now. So what I'm using is I'm using a stain. And a lot of you guys use stain on your signs, I know that. But what I do, what I found in the past, by using just regular stain out of a can, I would have an issue with the stain causing the ink to run and be streaks across the board. And it really causes a problem. Well, about 2-3 months ago, I was in a local Ace Hardware store, and I came across a spray stain made by Krylon, which Krylon is most of the time is the clear that I use. So this is, they have all different kinds of colors. This happens to be a cedar color, which is the one I like the best. But they also have, I think they've got walnut and redwood. They've got all different kinds of colors of the stain. And it's got the good nozzle on it, that easy touch nozzle, the same nozzle that they have now on the Krylon clear that I use. So what I want to do is I want to stain this sign on camera and show you exactly how I do it. Again, you may have a way to stain your signs that works for you, and that's great. I'm just kind of sharing with you guys what I do. So did you get that okay, Dad? You got that? Good. All right, so I'm going to move that out of the way, and I'm just going to stain this thing real quick and kind of go over some of the issues that you have to be careful with when you're doing this. I'm just going to cover my green carpet here so I don't get stain all over my carpet. And put a piece of all right, so first things first is I'm going to spray the back of it. And this, we don't have to be super careful on, but not quite as careful. Now the thing about this stain is that it's got a couple little aspects to it. Number one, you always want to kind of test it over on the side, make sure that it's spraying nice and clean.
So all I'm going to do is I'm just going to keep the can moving and try and make it nice and consistent. A real light mist. You don't want to leave that can sitting for any length of time. So there's the spray stain on the back. Now what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn it over. And now I'm going to do the front. Now I don't do the edges. What I'm going to do here is I'm just going to do the front of the sign, and then I'm just going to let it sit. And then after it's done, then I'll put my clear on. After it's set for an hour or so. Probably should have turned that around so you guys can see it face up. And that's it. My sign is now stained. And it's got a really nice, let me clear that nozzle. It's got a really nice color to it. And honestly, unless you really knew, you wouldn't know that that was pine. You would think that that is cedar. Now, the one drawback with this is because I'm spraying this stain on the whole sign, I'm actually spraying stain on the black as well. But and that's why you have to have a really light touch with it and practice with it, guys, because I messed up a couple of them and I got too much on there, and then all of a sudden my black background kind of turned brown. And even now on this, and I don't know, Dad, whether you can get this on camera or not. I'm going to tip this up.
It looks black from here, son.
Does it?
Yeah.
Well, if you look at it,
I can see a little bit of brown on it, but it looks black on the camera.
yeah, especially from that angle, because I sprayed it from this angle coming this way. If you look real close, you can see just a hint of the brown in that black background. But to be honest, I think you're probably going to be the only one that ever notices that, because I've never had anybody say anything about it at all. But that's one of the reasons that you need to keep a really, really light touch when you're doing this. I don't wipe this. I don't do anything to it other than this. This sign is stained. It's completely done now. I'm just going to give it about...
The reason you don't wipe the stain is because it'll cause the ink to run away.
Exactly. As a matter of fact, I have done these where I was careful, and if some of this stain gets over on this black edge, when I bring my fingers up, I would have black on the tips of my fingers. So I'm really careful with it. I leave it completely like that now. I'll let it dry for about an hour, and then I'll put my clear coat on. I'll put 3 or 4 coats of clear, just like always, and we're completely done. And it gives you that option of being able to tell your customers you can have either the light blonde color or you can have a nice cedar color. And people seem to love it. I haven't had any issues with it at all. You just have to kind of get used to it. But this stuff is great. And obviously you can see how much I put on there. This can I've probably done, gosh, 20, 30 signs at least with this can. They last.
How much does that stuff cost a can?
Oh my gosh, I think it's like $3 or $4. I mean, it's really cheap. For what it does, it's really, really cheap. So it's kind of no fuss, no muss once you get used to it. So it gives me the availability to give them a cedar look by using just pine. So anyway, guys, I wanted to share that with you. Again, you know the Krylon clear that I use. You can see that on a lot of our other videos. Gosh, what am I forgetting, Dad? It seems like I'm forgetting something. But
Tell them about our channel. Tell them to subscribe.
Yeah, subscribe to our channel. If this is the first time you're seeing our videos, go on and subscribe to our channel. We're posting new videos all the time. Give us some feedback. Let us know what you think. Check out our websites, which will be in the description on this video, just like always.
And email us questions. If you got questions, send us an email.
Yeah, I normally, by the way, oh, that was the other thing. I normally don't do this inside. I do it outside because the fumes are kind of heavy. That's why my nose, I think, is starting to itch a little bit. I normally do it outside when there's no wind. So that's what I would do if I were you guys, if you were in an area where you can do that. So anyway, I guess that's about it. We'll get this posted, and hopefully it'll be of help to you guys. So thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time.